Hey, what's up, and welcome back to ByStephieNics. So today we're talking all about planners, my favorite topic. I'm gonna show you my little planner organization system, how I run my life using this book right here, and I'm super excited. It's gonna be a fun time. Before we jump right into that, I wanna ask you guys, what planner are you using this year? I used to use the ones from ban.do and Lily Pulitzer. This year, I'm using this super chic one from Bloom, obviously bought on Amazon. Where else? I'll have the link down in the description box for you if you wanna pick it up. But if you're using something else, you gotta let me know down in the comments, so tell me down below. I was about to say let's get started, but I realized I have to mention this little thing that we've got going on, this little situation. I set up this second camera to get a little overhead shot of me writing in my planner so you can see a nice close-up view. If I just like hold it up, it's kind of far away, you can't really see what I'm doing, so I set this up for you and I hope that it works out really well. I haven't done this before, we'll see how it goes. And with all that said, and now we can get started with the planner organization. Let's do it. So the first thing that I do when I get my planner is I pick my color scheme. So I have my little pencil case full of all my little planner pens and markers here. I have more, but these are the ones that I picked out that maybe I'm gonna be using. And now what I do is I take them all out and I turn to a blank page in the back of the planner, like they always have notes pages, and I'll swatch all the pens on the page and kind of see which colors I like working together. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 12 colors here. Let's swatch them out and see what we like. So swatch out all 12 colors here, and some of them I'm liking, some of them not so much. But before we start eliminating colors, I want to figure out how many I'm actually going to need. So right next to these swatches, I'm going to make a list of the different categories that I'm going to need colors for. So I'm going to be taking 4 classes. I'll write down class 4 times. Then I know that I want a color for like kind of important dates and appointments, so I'll write that down. I like having a color for plans that I might have. I know I'm going to need a color for kind of a side to-do list, which you don't know what that is yet, but you'll see soon, so I'm going to write that down. And then finally, I need a color for YouTube. I'm gonna use this for like filming days, editing days, stuff like that. So if I count that up, that's 8 different categories. That means I'm gonna need 8 different colors. So now we can go to our swatches and pick the 8 that we like the best. So I went through and I just put a little dot next to the colors that I like, and now I'm gonna just use those colors to write out a swatch list to make sure that I like what those colors look like together. I swatch out the 8 colors and I'm loving how they're looking together. So now I'm gonna just assign each one to a category and we can start filling it in. This is decision time. Okay, so there we go, simple as that. We've assigned a color for each category. I'm loving our little color scheme and how it's looking, so now we can get on to actually using it in our planner, what we've been waiting for. Since the semester hasn't started, I don't have any actual like assignments to write in the book, so we're gonna kind of just come up with a little fake test month and fill in the calendar with, you know, whatever we want to do. And since I don't want to ruin my actual, you know, like real planner, we're using just my one from last year that has September 2020 in it, so yes. Get this recording and let's do it. If you haven't yet watched my official guide to online school, you got to. It's got all the school supplies you're gonna need, plus a whole bunch of productivity tips specifically for online school. This video is a must watch. I'll link it right there. You gotta check it out. So first we're gonna start off by taking out our 4 class colors, and I'm just gonna go through filling in assignments throughout the month. And this is what I would do when I get like the class syllabus. I go through and each like assignment, exam, reading that's due, I'll go in with the class color and just write it in the month. And beside each assignment that I write in the book, I'll put a little line right next to it, so that's a place that I can check it off once I actually complete doing the assignment. Using one color per class is gonna help you save a ton of space in your monthly view because you don't have to write out the name of the class each time you write in something. You could just write read chapters 2 to 4 rather than English read chapters 2 to 4. You know, you get to save a little space. So here I've written in the assignments and readings and exams that I have for my 4 classes. The next thing that I like to do is kind of mark off which days I have class, but rather than writing out class today, class today, class today, because that will just take up space. What I'll do instead is I'll just take the color of the class and I'll fill in just a little dot at the top of the box as a little notation for me that means that I have class that day. So now we've got all the information for the classes filled out and we know when classes are. Now I can go in with my other colors and fill in things like plans, YouTube stuff, and appointments. So with pink, I'm filling in my YouTube stuff, what days I want to film. The purple is for fun plans, stuff like a family movie night, playing tennis, or dinner plans. And then this dark blue black I'm using for appointments and important dates like first day of the fall semester, doctor appointments, stuff like that. So this is how I'd write in all the things that I know are definitely happening on specific days. But sometimes there are things coming up that I'm not exactly sure when it's gonna be or that it's for sure gonna be on that day. So my whole thing is that I want to avoid using whiteout as much as possible in my planner. It just makes things messy and then you can't really write over it, so I don't like that. Instead, for things that I'm not sure are gonna happen on specific days, I'll temporarily write them in using a Post-it. So you have a couple options of like how you can do this. You can either use the flag Post-its like this little size. I personally don't prefer this because it's only sticky right at this point and then the rest it'll just like fly up off the page. Instead, what I like to do is use just a big size Post-it and I'll cut off and just use the sticky part at the top. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll take the Post-it off, and then I have my scissors right here, and I'll just cut off the top part that's sticky as straight as possible, like that. I'm not gonna use the part that's not sticky at all for my planner, so I just save it for like writing notes or whatever reminders in the house. But now we've got this part that we cut off, fully sticky all around, and I'll just cut it in half, and then I'll go back one more time and cut each one right up the center. And again, just cutting right up the center. So all kind of like stuck to my fingers now, but we've got 4 little tiny, fully sticky Post-it things that we can use to put in temporary plans. So let's say we have a plan on this day right here that we're not sure we're gonna actually keep. So I'll put the Post-it in like that and then right on top of the Post-it. So now we have our temporary plans written in on that date. It's stuck on there fully, it's not going anywhere. But if things change and we don't end up keeping those plans, all we gotta do is just lift up the Post-it and throw it away, or move it to another day. So let's say my friends change their minds and we think maybe now the next week is when we want to do the dinner, but still not sure. I'll just move the Post-it down there. Once it gets confirmed and it's an actual plan, I'll take the Post-it away and just write it in for real. So I've actually still got the other 3 little Post-its stuck to my fingers, and that's not where I'm planning on keeping them. What I'm gonna do with these is either I put these in the back of the book, like on the back cover, or I stick them on the side of the monthly page. That's what I usually do. I just line them up, not taking up any space, but it's available that if I have more temporary or not totally confirmed plans, I can use the Post-its to put them in the month. Now that we've got the book slid over, we see this area over here is nice and empty and waiting to be filled in. And we're gonna do that with our side to-do list. I mentioned it before, I told you it would come up, and this is when it's coming up. So we assigned the green for that, so I'm gonna grab my green and show you. I write out whatever like a long-term to-do items that I have that aren't necessarily tied to a specific day. So these are just things that I wanna keep in mind to get done at some point during the month, and then I cross it off when I do. And now this wouldn't be a real planner video if I didn't mention stickers, so we're gonna talk about stickers a little bit. I keep it pretty minimal with stickers. I don't like, filling up the boxes with stickers. I like having room just for my, stuff that I wanna write. The only stickers that I'll put in the monthly boxes are these little gold stars, and this is to mark off like really important days, like when I have an exam or a paper due or something like that, and I want it to really stand out. And then if I'm feeling a little cutesy and I want to decorate the page a little more, but not, get in the boxes, I'll decorate the top of the page, the side of the page, or something with a few stickers that kind of have to do with stuff that's going on that month. So I think I'm gonna put in these 3, a little tennis ball, paw print, a heart, keeping it cute and classy. So that's pretty much it for the monthly view. This is how I plug in all my different things. Here's just a nice overall shot of what the month looks like. Looking pretty cute. Like I said, the color system really helps me to not have to write a lot, but it's very clear what each entry means. And this is the main way that I use my planner. I just kind of stick with the monthly view usually, but I do use the daily pages also just a little bit, and I'll show you how I do that now. First of all, to switch over from the monthly to the daily pages, I'm gonna attach just a little magnetic bookmark. I got a pack of 10 on Amazon. I'm gonna use one of them now. I think I'm gonna use this little light purple one. So the way that I use the magnetic bookmark, I'll just slide it right under the monthly page, and I'll leave just a little bit sticking out as a place to kind of grab onto it. And I'm sticking together the monthly page all the way over to that week's pages. So all the weeks that have already passed are stuck in here because I won't need to be going to those pages anymore. Here we can just grab it and flip to what we need. So this is the daily page spread, and I'm gonna use this for just small to-do lists, things that aren't like big enough to go on the monthly view, but stuff that I still need to remember to get done. So that's kind of how I'd use the daily page, a little few things that I want to remember to do. And with that said, I think we've completed the video. It's a pretty simple system, but it works really well. I've been doing my planners this way for years. I hope it was helpful for you guys and you picked up some cool tips. If there are any other back to school topics you want me to cover, like back to school outfits, back to school makeup routine, anything like that, let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you could leave a like for me. Just hit that like button. If you want to stick around and catch all my new videos, you gotta subscribe to the ByStephieNics fam. You know it. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it to be notified and never miss out. Ring it. I hope you guys are having a good start to the new school year, or enjoying the last little bit of summer if you haven't started yet. Wishing you all the most luck and success in this new school year, and as always, this was ByStephieNics. Bye. Whoa, I just hit the I hadn't done it yet. That was the first time. Okay.